Welcome to all of you. Thanks for joining us today for the business panel. Today, we're going to hear from 3 distinct universities who have extensive offerings in business programs. We're going to have them share some of their the aspects of their programs and let you know what is unique about all of that. Our panelists today come from Nova Southeastern University, the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, and Johnson & Wales. Okay, at this point, I would ask each of the panelists to please share a little bit, introduce yourself, share a little bit about your university, maybe one fun fact or highlight about your institution that sets you apart from others. And we will start this with Nova Southeastern, please.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much for having us. So my name is Sarah LaFaso. I work with students at Nova Southeastern University, specifically in the state of Florida and in the state of New York. So Nova Southeastern University is a private research university located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. What sets us apart from other universities, we do have 9 different colleges with over 50 undergraduate degree programs, from things from medicine to education, business, law, and marine biology. We are a Hispanic serving institution and have over our alumni and current student body are from over 50 states and 115 countries.
Great, thank you. And now we'll hear from Johnson & Wales.
Yes, thank you so much for having us. My name is Melissa Stevens. I am an admissions representative with Johnson & Wales University. Johnson & Wales is a private, nonprofit, 4-year institution. We were actually started as a business school in 1914 by 2 women, which is before women even had the right to vote. They were starting this university. So our background is in business. We do have small class sizes, so about 15 students to 1 professor in the class sizes.
All right, great. Thank you. And finally, University of Tennessee.
Hi there, my name is Courtney Kinsey. I'm the coordinator of first-year recruitment at the University of Tennessee Knoxville. We are a large public university in Eastern Tennessee with about 30,000 students, over 350 undergraduate programs, including programs in business, obviously. And a fun fact about UT is that the University of Tennessee was founded in 1794, which is actually 2 years before Tennessee even became a state. So we have been in the education business for quite a long time.
Great, thank you so much. Would each of you please give an overview of what the business program looks like, and maybe explain a little bit about the range of programs that you have on your campus and any unique programs that you have. And let's start this round with Johnson & Wales.
Yes, thank you so much. So Johnson & Wales, like I said, started as a business school. So that's kind of like our background. Right now we're offering programs for Bachelor of Science degree for accounting, advertising and marketing communications, business studies, cannabis entrepreneurship, fashion merchandising and retailing, finance, marketing. You can also get a BSBA in business administration, entrepreneurship, human resources management, international business operations, and supply chain management. So we have quite a few different majors for the students to choose from, which I really like. One of the things about the business program in particular is that, I mentioned we have small class sizes. So these students get to know our professors really well. These professors have industry experience, so they're not just teaching to you from a book. They're teaching to you from their real experiences. One of the unique things about the education at Johnson & Wales is that these educators are bringing in their business contacts to the classroom. Not only do they get to hear what it's like to work in that industry from somebody working in the front lines, but they also get to network and kind of create a network right from the very beginning of their time at Johnson & Wales.
Great, thank you. Tennessee?
So at Tennessee, we have the Haslam College of Business, which is currently ranked 26th in the nation among public universities. It also offers some nationally ranked programs such as supply chain management, which we're ranked 3rd for currently, marketing, which we're ranked 20th in the nation, and then accounting, which we're ranked 26th. We have 9 majors in the field of business overall, and all of our majors have what we call a collateral associated with them. So you actually earn a degree in 2 areas of emphasis. The primary focus would be your traditional major, which could be anything from accounting to human resources workforce management to business administration, in addition to those 3 ranked programs that I mentioned. And then you also gain a secondary focus in an area where you may take 3 or 4 classes similar to a minor at other institutions, but it's just an opportunity for you to diversify your business interests, and give you something else to put on a resume that kind of sets you apart from other students graduating with similar degree programs when it comes time for you to apply for jobs or apply for graduate school, if that's what your path looks like.
Great. And Nova Southeastern?
Yeah, thank you. So what business looks like on our campus. So we have our Wayne Huizenga College of Business, which has multiple different majors, things like accounting, entrepreneurship, finance, management, real estate, sport and recreation, management. So a bunch of different options for our students. And a fun fact about NSU is that we were actually a graduate program prior to having undergraduate degrees. So that allows us to have a specific program called dual admission, which is a direct entry program into graduate programs. And since that we do have that scholarship, there are things like masters in accounting, business administration, real estate development, and so on that students can partake in. So on campus for a lot of these students that are involved in one of our scholarship programs, for Huizenga specifically, we do have something called a shark cage where students run their own businesses on campus throughout their undergraduate degree, and that can carry over into their graduate programs as well.
Thank you. Are there any new majors or trends that you're seeing in your business programs, or perhaps something that you're going to be offering in the future? And let's start with Tennessee for this.
Thank you. So we are currently in our College of Business working on developing a new entrepreneurship major. We currently offer an interdisciplinary minor in entrepreneurship, but the College of Business is actively working to create that as its own major because we're seeing a lot of interest from prospective students in that field specifically. Another one of our newer initiatives is the College of Business's Office of Diversity and Community Relations. Their goal is to partner not just with students at UT, but also in the Knoxville community and the larger community within the state of Tennessee, to foster a more diverse collegiate community, which supports initiatives like social justice and preparing students for a global workforce, since that seems to be a very large trend in the business community these days. So those are just a couple of things that are kind of coming down the pike for us over the next, I would say, 2 years.
Great, thank you. Nova Southeastern?
Yeah, so one of our newest majors is the business of health, and this is an opportunity where students can get a guaranteed interview in one of our MD programs if they are a part of this major. Aside from that, the business school is also working on creating an actual trading floor for our students, which is really exciting. That's in the works right now and should be completed in the next couple of years. And then on top of that, we do have a lot of interest in business in South Florida. So we are creating a program as well where we have high school teachers who come on campus to learn more about financial literacy and be able to teach those courses in the high schools, which kind of creates a path and hopefully some excitement for students once they are looking into going into their bachelor's degrees and potentially going into business.
Great, thank you. Johnson and Wales.
Thank you so much. So one of our newer majors that I mentioned before was our cannabis entrepreneurship program, which I really like talking about because it allows me to make my higher education joke. But this isn't really a laughing matter because this industry is actually slated to go from $10 billion to $80 billion in the next decade alone. So Johnson & Wales saw a need for a program in that industry and added that program to our majors last year. It is a huge program on campus. It's a lab style class. So students are actually learning everything from seed all the way up to distribution. A lot of our business programs have lab style classes, which is another thing that kind of just sets us apart. We have a finance lab, we have a marketing communications lab. So these are opportunities for students to kind of work hands-on and get that hands-on education, which a lot of our students are looking for. So I guess that would be like a trend that we're seeing right now is these students are looking for these kinds of hands-on programs.
Okay, thank you. So now if you would share a little bit about the types of resources that you have for students to support academic success, and if there are any experiential learning opportunities that students have on your campus. We'll start with Nova Southeastern.
Sure, thank you. Yeah, so to support our students, we have things like peer tutoring. All students, once they enter into NSU, will get something called their Edge Advisor. So that is their academic and career coach. So that is the person that will help them make sure they're on path for their major, as well as fulfill any any internship, volunteer, or research that they would like to complete within their bachelor's degree, or maybe their course requires. But our students are lucky in that our class size is around 17 students. So they do get that one-on-one mentorship with their program and with their professor if they are falling behind or need any extra help.
Great, thank you. Johnson and Wales?
Yes, so Johnson & Wales awards every student that is in a program at Johnson & Wales is given an academic advisor, and that advisor kind of works with them one-on-one throughout their time at Johnson & Wales. We also have a career services office. They host job fairs, whether they be part-time or internship opportunities or full-time. They have all different types at these job fairs. We hold these job fairs on campus twice a year. So these students are actually learning what an interview looks like, or what these companies are looking for right from the very beginning of their time at Johnson & Wales. We also have students take classes in their major first day of freshman year. And I think this really helps these students academically because they're being completely immersed in that field right from the very beginning of their time at Johnson & Wales.
Great, thank you. University of Tennessee.
At the University of Tennessee, we are very outcomes focused and really all about providing rich experiences for students. In the College of Business specifically, there are currently 27 student-run organizations that have various affiliations with the College of Business. They also vary in their requirements for participating, their benefits. Some are honors programs, some are specific to majors like, say, marketing organizations or advertising groups. We also offer a living and learning community for business majors. So your first year on campus, when you're required to live in a residence hall, you could have the opportunity to live with other business students, which is a great way to meet students that you're going to be sharing classes with, kind of have a built-in study group in your residence hall, and just have people that are kind of taking the same classes and have the same interests outside of college that you have. I also always like to highlight the College of Business's study abroad tie-in. Every year we send students to countries in Asia, Africa, Latin America, Europe, Australia, which provide some really rich experiences to learn about international business and just kind of gain further insight into their specific major. We also partner with UT Career Services to help students find internship opportunities if that's something that you want to do to enhance your academic experience. Some are paid opportunities, some award college credit. So that's a great way to kind of get experience in your prospective field and learn to see, how you can use your major in ways that maybe you haven't thought of by learning from other people in a more hands-on environment.
All right, thank you. Now, if you could share with us some of the special facilities and or learning labs that you have on your campus, and if we could start with Johnson and Wales.
Thank you. I kind of touched on this a little bit before, but yes, we have a finance lab where students are actually working with real money in something we called our Wildcat Fund. So they're actually able to invest. That's a senior level course, of course, but they're actually able to invest that real money into the stock market and get that hands-on experience. We also have our advertising and communications lab where we actually have local businesses come into the classroom and present them with a marketing campaign. The students will present these businesses with different marketing campaigns. So they get that experience of working with different companies in the local area. We also have a fashion and merchandising lab where our students for fashion are not only learning how to construct those garments, but they're learning about the selling of the garments and the business side of the fashion, not just the construction of it as well.
All right, thank you. How about University of Tennessee?
So our College of Business is located in the heart of campus. It's closest to our student union and the Hodges Library, which is the main library for our campus community. It does boast several organizations within the college building, like our Entrepreneurship Center, the Global Supply Chain Management Institute, which hosts a conference every April for global partners in the field of supply chain management. Lots of study spaces, conference room spaces accessible to both students and partners in our community. And my favorite feature about the College of Business is we actually are one of the few schools in the US that has its own Bloomberg terminals. So our students have a unique opportunity to become Bloomberg trading certified. So you can actually learn to trade stocks as an undergraduate student, which is something that will definitely stand out on a resume.
That's great, thank you. And Nova Southeastern.
Yes, thank you. So for our students that are involved in our Huizenga Business Innovation Academy, which is our scholarship program, as I mentioned, we have something called Shark Cage, where students run their own businesses on campus. So right now we have things like a smoothie and acai bowl spot. So they actually cook all within the same area. Somebody that's making fried rice and egg rolls. There's a 3D printing shop. So students get to choose whatever it is that their business is and what they want to operate on campus, and they can sell it to current students, faculty, and staff. Next to that, like I said, we are working on building a trading floor where students will also be able to trade with real money. Thank you to a donation that was given to the Huizenga Business Academy. And then we do have our brand new innovation center, which is the 5th floor of our library, where local businesses can rent out spaces and the students have availability to all of the newest equipment.
All right, thank you all. All right, so I think when you talk to students about research, they tend to think of white lab coats and beakers and scientific research. But could each of you share a little bit about some of the undergraduate opportunities for research? And at what point can students get involved in that? If we could start with the University of Tennessee this time.
Sure. So UT Knoxville is a Research 1 institution. So that means that according to the Carnegie classification, research at UT is being done at the highest possible level of an undergraduate institution. So we are very involved with research. We have an Office of Undergraduate Research that helps students partner with existing projects. So if we have faculty members in the College of Business who are working on their own research projects, they will find students who have similar study focuses to kind of get involved in those projects. Or if a student has a unique project that they want to bring to the table, the college or the Office of Undergraduate Research will help them find faculty members or staff members who can support that project, either by helping them find funding or helping them find space on campus to conduct their research, helping them send out surveys to specific populations that they want to work with. I know specifically in our supply chain management program and business analytics program, there's a real emphasis on research opportunities, both with companies in Knoxville and companies at the national level that come to UT specifically because our program is so highly ranked. But there's really no limit to the type of research that can be done. If students have that passion and they have that drive, they can certainly create their own opportunities if something doesn't already exist in a field that they're interested in.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Nova Southeastern.
Yeah, so similar to what Courtney was just saying, we are one of 59 universities with the National Carnegie Foundation classification. So we're both high in research activity and community engagement. We have over 150 research projects currently on campus that our students can get involved in, or they can seek out something else if that's not something that they are interested in. They can get involved with our research as early as their freshman year. And with our business programs specifically, business students have a lot of opportunities to engage with accomplished executive and entrepreneurs within the business community that we have partnerships with.
All right, thank you. And Johnson and Wales.
Yeah, so similarly to the other ladies, we have students that want to get involved in research. If they bring that to their professor and they can work with them one-on-one, which is really exciting. We also have our entrepreneurship center where they're actually bringing in these business leaders to mentor our entrepreneurship students with whatever research project they're looking to get involved in. Again, just more of that like hands-on education and that one-on-one learning.
Thank you. At the end of the day, everybody's concerned about how will they get a job when they graduate. So would each of you please talk about the type of career services that your institution offers, and maybe even just describe some of the recruiting activities that happen on your campus. If we could start this round with Nova Southeastern.
Yes. So what I spoke about before, our Edge advisors, all students have a career and academic coach. So students that work closely with this advisor through their 4 years really do succeed. 97% of our students from the College of Business do graduate and land a job within the first 6 months. And they've worked at places like American Express, Apple, Florida Panthers, DHL, things like that. So what we host on campus are things like career fairs. We have mock interview prep with the edge advisors. They will go as far as, creating an outfit and building the resume with the student, so they feel really prepared for what's to come after they're ready to graduate.
All right, thank you. Johnson and Wales.
Thank you. So Johnson & Wales similarly has a 96.8% career outcome rate. So we really do focus on making sure that these students are prepared for the business world when they're in school and when they leave. I mentioned before that we have career fairs on campus. We have over 400 different companies that are nationally known that come in and come to our campus, and they're specifically looking to hire Johnson & Wales students. I mentioned before we have a career services office. So if a student is looking to work with a particular company, we can have, arrange connections for them. I will say too that our class schedule, the typical schedule for a student at Johnson & Wales is Monday through Thursday. So they have no class on Friday. One of the reasons that we do that is we want students to start working and kind of building their network. I think we all know it's, you have to build that resume right from the very beginning so that when you graduate, you have the education and a resume. Both are equally important. So giving students that time off of school in order to kind of build that resume is just as important as what they're learning in the classroom.
All right, thank you very much. All right, University of Tennessee.
So at UT Knoxville, we have a Center for Career Development and Academic Exploration office on campus. It's a mouthful, but they do a lot of work for students to help with resume building, mock interviews, finding opportunities for you to apply for jobs, or notifying students of career fairs on campus and in the area. I will say specifically the Haslam College of Business does a really cool program called the Haslam Employer of the Day, where every single day throughout the fall and spring semesters, they have a unique employer that comes to campus and talks about their company, the types of students that they're looking to hire, whether or not they're hiring students on the spot. It kind of depends on the industry that they work within. Sometimes they're just kind of there to inform students of opportunities within their company when they graduate. But oftentimes these do lead to on-the-spot interviews and job offers. So you could be walking through on your way to class and talk to an employer and get a job on a random Wednesday. So it's a really cool way for students to kind of stay current with what employers are looking to hire UT students, and just make connections for future opportunities, whether it's just an internship or a job shadowing, or a full-on job once you graduate. And then every fall and spring, they also have a little bit of a larger career fair for business students. So they bring in multiple employers on certain days each semester and have a job fair similar to a college fair, where you're able to just kind of go around and learn about different businesses, different types of jobs that you can do with your major, and just get a feel for the type of work you want to do once you do graduate.
Great, thank you. So, in the college search process, it can be a little overwhelming. So can you talk a little bit about some of the programs and activities that your institution offers to prospective students so that they can learn about your business programs? And how do students find out about these programs? The other thing, maybe if you could include what students should look for when they're visiting your campus. And we'll start with Johnson & Wales.
Thank you. So we do offer a lot of programs for students to come to campus and visit, which I think is so important in the college search. If you haven't visited a school, I don't think you can really tell if it's a good fit for you. And I think a lot of students kind of miss out on that. If they're not visiting, they don't have that opportunity to say, like, I went there, I saw it, I liked it, or not. Both are equally important. So I think it's important that students visit campuses, as many as they possibly can, to give themselves a wide option. But we do have some programs on campus where students can come and kind of try out their major, and take a day and kind of experience that particular major for the day. We also offer, obviously, open houses and daily tours, where students get to see the actual classrooms and our learning labs, and they get to see the dorm rooms and the cafeteria and all the typical visiting opportunities. But I think it's important that students actually get to the campus and check it out, and get a chance to see if it's a good fit for them.
Right, great. University of Tennessee.
I'll echo what Melissa says. I think a campus tour or campus visit is the #1 priority of all students. who are searching for a college. It seems silly to talk about, feeling like you fit in, but that is such an important part of this process to make sure that you're going somewhere that you're going to feel comfortable and you're going to feel welcome and accepted. Whether it's, at a small school, a large school, public, private, there's so many different factors to consider, and you really can only see yourself there if you physically go and visit. As far as the College of Business goes, there are some unique opportunities kind of beside the traditional campus tour that's offered through the undergraduate admissions office. The College of Business has an ambassador program where they have specific students from each of the business majors who will give tours of the College of Business itself, who will talk about class size, major, internships, organizations that they're a part of. So you can actually kind of follow a business student around for a day and see what a day in their life looks like. They tend to be upperclassmen, so you really get a full day's worth of College of Business classes. So you really can kind of maximize your time within the college and meet different faculty members, see the facilities, learn about the types of work and research that they're involved in as students. We also have some virtual offerings. So if you're not able to come to campus, but you still want to Zoom with a business student or a faculty or advisor, you can do that as well from the comfort of your home. But it's so important to kind of get a feel for whether the campus environment is something that you feel very welcome in, or if it's just something that you want to see, what types of classroom spaces look like or what residence halls look like. But coming to campus is definitely a priority in this process.
All right, great. Thank you. And Nova Southeastern?
Yes, so I definitely don't want to repeat too much of how important it is to visit campus, for sure. So we obviously also offer in-person or virtual options, just in a regular campus tour. And something that I think is important if you are on either option, in person or virtual, is that our current students are our ambassadors. So they'll give those tours. So that does give students the opportunity to ask any questions. For us, they're very diverse in their majors. So more times than not, you will find someone that is majoring or minoring in something within the business, a College of Business. So that's super helpful to get that student perspective. And then we do offer one-on-one appointments with our admissions counselors. So if you want to learn more about the major that you're interested in, you could do that again in person or virtually, just to see if we even have what you want, to see what it is, the path that you want to go down and how we can show you more about it. And then finally, our College of Business does also have some virtual sessions where they're more like panels. So it'll be faculty and staff, and then we'll either have like a current student or alumni usually on there, where students can ask questions and learn more about those majors.
All right, thank you all. So can you talk about what you're looking for in prospective students and go beyond, I think, GPA and test scores, and what type of student thrives on your campus? We'll start with the University of Tennessee.
So UT Knoxville utilizes what we call a holistic admissions process. So we truly look at every single piece of your application besides the grades that you've earned or your ACT scores. We love to see students who are really passionate about service. We are the Tennessee Volunteers, so community service is a big part of our campus community. I would say no matter what your major is, no matter where you come from, we love students to get involved in their local communities however possible. As far as kind of what we're looking for, what kind of student is successful, I think a student who's really looking to maximize their college experience, not just sit in a classroom all day, go home and study at night, but a student that really wants to immerse themselves in the local Knoxville community, whether it's participating in a club at UT or working at a restaurant in the community, working for local service-based organizations, really getting out there and seeing kind of what Knoxville has to offer as more than just a college town or more than just the campus community, but really students who are well-rounded, who want to experience not just, a specific major, but also focus on activities, clubs, whether it's an honors-based organization, a student ministry, a sorority or fraternity, something that kind of helps them to plug in and really feel like they're a part of the volunteer family and not just merely a student at a university of our size.
Great, thank you. Nova?
Yeah. So for our students, I mean, not to just get into like GPA and things like that, they're typically an A-B+. For students, I think that really thrive on our campus. They were the students that took classes like honors, AP, ACE, IB courses during high school. They're the students that were highly involved, whether it be in a sports team or clubs and organizations, and carry that into their higher education. We're currently test optional this year, but we also do a holistic review. So we'll look at all of the documents that you send, if it's a letter of recommendation or an essay. But overall, I mean, the students that thrive at our campus are also just really involved. They're not just there to study, they want to be a part of the NSU community.
All right, thank you. And Johnson and Wales.
Thank you. Yes, so we take a holistic approach as well. So we're looking at much more than just a GPA. I would urge students, if you're applying to colleges, to give us more. If you just give us a transcript, that's all I have to go by. So submit, teacher recommendations and essays, and all those things are optional at Johnson & Wales. But if you give us those, it kind of gives us a way to look at you as more than just a GPA. So I really think that's important for students when you're applying to colleges, that you submit some of that extra stuff. I will say that if there's like one characteristic or personality trait that most of our students share, it would be driven. A lot of these students are business focused or career focused, and I think that really kind of speaks for itself. When you're on campus and in class, you can see that in the other students as well. So being driven and kind of those students that are really looking to get involved, whether it be volunteering or with different business community or different businesses on in the local community.
All right, thank you very much. So what can students do to prepare themselves for success as a student at your university? And we'll start with Nova Southeastern.
Yeah, thank you. So there's so many things students can do. So obviously working on their grades, making sure that they are keeping up a great GPA so that when they are ready to apply to college and they're doing that research and seeing what their requirements are, they kind of already have that set. But other than that, I would say getting involved in high school, whether it's doing research or volunteer work, an internship, even having a job, kind of already starting to build your resume and have different experiences, and maybe even seeing what it is you could be interested in to major in when it is time to apply.
All right, thank you. Johnson and Wales.
Thank you. Yes. So to prepare yourself for college, I mean, I think this goes across for all of our schools, but like you need to be prepared to do the work and to really put in that time. And that's huge, I think, because a lot of students think they're ready to go to college, but turns out when they get there that they're not as driven as they thought they were, or they need a little extra help. And we have services on campus to help students with that. So I do think it's important to prepare these students for the amount of work that college really is. Also, the networking opportunities by having that Friday off and getting them to start building that resume. So in high school, like Sarah mentioned, you can start building that resume in high school, and that'll kind of translate as you get onto campus.
All right, thank you. And University of Tennessee.
I will echo what my co-presenter said. I think challenging yourself in high school is really going to help you kind of step up your game for college level work, whether it's taking more advanced classes, honors, AP, dual enrollment, whatever the case may be. It's really nice for us to see that you are making steps towards working up to college level work, so that when you come to your first college level math class or English class, you know what's expected of you, because you are given a lot more independence in choosing your own classes and doing your assignments. So it is going to require a lot more initiative than maybe you're used to in high school. And I would also say doing the research on the schools that you're applying to. We want to feel like you are interested in joining our communities. So making sure that you actually look to see if the college that you're applying to offers a major that you're interested in, so that you really have some buy-in in this application process. So doing your research on who we are and what we offer really goes a long way in letting us know that you are serious about becoming a student at our universities.
All right, thank you. All right, we're going to wrap this up. Last question, but could each of you share one piece of advice about the college admission and search process that you would like to share with students? And we'll start with Johnson and Wales.
Yes, I urge all of my students to put as many schools on the FAFSA as you possibly can, so that you can receive financial aid offers from multiple institutions. Every year I get a student who says, oh, college is just too expensive, I don't think I can afford it, but they haven't put the work into filling out the FAFSA or scholarship opportunities. So I just think the more work that you do in that sense, you have a better picture of what's financially feasible for you. Yes, college is expensive, but there is a value to it, and there's a reason why it's expensive. So I think it's important for students to get as much financial information from these institutions as possible, so they can really make a educated decision when it comes to what school is a good fit for me, not just educationally, but financially as well.
That's great advice. Thank you. University of Tennessee. Oops, we'll go back. University of Tennessee.
I liked something that Melissa actually said earlier. Really take this time to brag about yourself and tell us every piece of information that would be helpful for us to know if you're a good fit for our school and if we're a good fit for you. It is a mutual relationship, so we want to make sure that whatever you're interested in, you're going to have the best possible experience at our school. I really encourage students to take ownership in this process. Don't ask your parents to fill out your application or your transcripts or send your test scores. You need to be responsible for this process from the very first step. But certainly seek out advice, especially when it comes to bragging about yourself. Have someone else look over your resume, have someone else look over your essays to make sure that you are presenting the best version of yourself in this process, so that we really get a feel for if you're the right student that we're looking for and if we think you'll be successful at our schools.
That's great advice also. All right, and Nova Southeastern.
Yes, thank you. I mean, kind of to echo both Melissa and Courtney, they made great points. I think overall students really do need to do all of the work and research what it is they're looking for in a school, what they want in their community, what it is they want to be a part of. That's all really important. And getting that advice and getting that help either from your guidance counselor or your parents, but making sure you're doing things like applying to FAFSA when it opens, even if you think you're going to get nothing, you have, you don't know what opportunities could come just by kind of going through the process. And I think my biggest piece of advice would be, and something that I love with my current students, is that they're not afraid to ask for help. That's our job. We're admissions counselors. We're here to assist you. We know that the process can be a bit scary. This is obviously your first time applying to college. So it's okay. There are no stupid questions. Ask us whatever it is you're confused about or unclear about. And, we want to help you along your college journey and help you make a good decision.
All right, more great advice. Well, this concludes the business panel discussion. Each of the 3 participating universities has built a virtual booth on Scholar Trek Basecamp. We'd like to invite students and their families and counselors to visit these booths, as well as each of the college websites for more information. There are many more panels on Basecamp as well. Please visit those. Thank you all for participating today, and we appreciate the great advice. Thank you.